What if one of the most frequent skincare routines people stand by is silently hindering the very biology it's trying to support? For decades, castor oil has been praised as a natural option for skin health. Many people apply it to smooth textures, nourish older skin, and promote a youthful glow. And in fairness, castor oil is not without merit. It contains pure ricinoleic acid, a fatty acid known for its skin-soothing and moisturizing properties. It can help fortify the skin barrier and retain moisture. But here's the structural twist that most people never hear about. Moisture alone does not refresh mature skin. Creases are not simply the result of dry skin. They emerge from a deeper biological shift. The gradual depletion of collagen, the structural protein that acts like the foundation of our skin. By the time we reach our 60s, the body may generate up to 75% less collagen than it did in early adulthood. And the enzymes that reduce collagen, known as matrix metalloproteinase agents, become increasingly active. So the real inquiry becomes, can a single oil truly influence this complex biology? Modern science suggests something remarkable. The skin acts like an ecosystem, not a surface. It responds to nutrients, lipids, antioxidants, and signaling molecules that communicate with skin cells called fibroblasts, the very cells responsible for synthesizing collagen. And this is where an interesting discovery emerges. When certain plant oils are combined, their molecular profiles can enhance each other's physical effects, supporting hydration, reducing oxidative stress, and potentially encouraging collagen maintenance in ways that a single oil alone may not manage. In other words, the secret may not be what oil you pick, but how you blend them. Today, we're going to explore the science behind this concept. We'll look at how skin changing really works, why castor oil has unique benefits, and why pairing it with another specific oil may unlock a powerful biological synergy for collagen support and texture smoothing. But before we jump in, let me take a moment to welcome you. If you're passionate about natural care and evidence-based wellness, you found your group. For those just joining our health channel, welcome. We're thrilled to have you here as we explore the wonderful intersection of ancient wisdom and modern science. If this kind of close look resonates with you, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss our explorations into natural care and human enhancement. And I'd love to know where our amazing community is tuning in from. Drop your city or country in the comments below. Now let's take a closer look at a compelling question. What actually happens inside mature skin? And how can something as simple as the right oil combination help support the biology of resilience? Let's begin where the real story of creasing actually starts. Not on the surface of the skin, but deep within a microscopic network of cells silently working to maintain its structure. Inside the dermis, beneath the visible layers of the skin, lives a remarkable cell type called the fibroblast. If the skin were a city, fibroblasts would be its master builders. Their primary job is to generate collagen, the protein fibers that give skin its firmness, elasticity, and ability to snap back. In youth, fibroblasts are incredibly productive. They constantly weave collagen into a durable scaffold that supports the skin like a finely engineered bridge. But with time, something slight begins to change. Studies from dermatology researchers at Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic show that fibroblasts slowly become less active as we mature. Part of this slowdown is genetic, part environmental, and part metabolic. Imagine a team of builders whose tools are quietly wearing out. The collagen fibers that once formed tight, organized networks begin to thin. The scaffolding loosens. Gravity, facial movement, and time begin to leave visible marks across the skin. This is the biological foundation of lining. But here's the intriguing insight that modern skin biology is beginning to reveal. Fibroblasts are not passive victims of time. They are responsive cells. They respond to chemical signals in their environment. And this is where plant oils enter the picture. Certain natural oils contain fatty acids and micronutrients that can influence the signaling environment surrounding tissue cells. These molecules interact with receptors in the skin, subtly shifting the biochemical conditions that decide whether collagen synthesis continues or slows. Castor oil, in particular, contains a unique fatty acid called pure ricinoleic acid. Unlike many common oils, this ricinoleic acid has been studied for its ability to support skin hydration and reduce redness, two conditions that fibroblasts depend on to function optimally. Think of hydration as the working environment for these microscopic builders. When skin becomes dry and irritated, fibroblasts operate under stress. Collagen creation becomes inefficient, but moisture alone is not enough, and this is where many skincare regimens unknowingly stop too soon. Castor oil is exceptionally thick. It creates what scientists call an occlusive barrier, helping hold water inside the skin. That's helpful. It keeps the environment stable. Yet, because of its density, castor oil does not easily deliver certain other nutrients deeper into the skin layers where fibroblasts operate. This is why pairing castor oil with a second oil one with a lighter molecular structure and a broader nutrient profile can create something potent. One oil holds moisture in the other, delivers signaling molecules that help the skin recover. In biology, we often see this kind of teamwork. The body itself operates through cooperative systems, enzymes, nutrients, and cells working together rather than alone. When certain oils are combined, they begin to reflect this cooperative design. Some lighter plant oils contain linoleic acid, an essential fatty acid that dermatology research associates with improved skin barrier support and enhanced cellular signaling. Others contain vitamin A precursors, compounds that are known to support collagen synthesis pathways. The point is not that oil alone can pause time. That would be an oversimplification. But the right environment, one that reduces irritation, maintains hydration, and supplies beneficial lipids, can help fibroblasts operate closer to their natural potential. And this leads us to a deeper fundamental question. What if maturing is not just a process of decline, but also a process of biological neglect? When the skin receives the nutrients and support it needs, it often keeps far more resilience than we expect. So let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how skin sometimes looks noticeably healthier after periods of deep rest, better nutrition, or time spent in natural environments? That's not cosmetic tricks. That's biology responding to improved conditions. In the next section, we'll explore another vital layer of this story, the skin barrier itself, a lipid shield that determines whether hydration, nutrients, and support signals can actually reach the cells that need them. Because if the barrier is weakened, even the best ingredients struggle to do their job. And understanding how to restore that barrier may be one of the simplest wellness tools we have for maintaining healthy skin. If fibroblasts are the master builders of skin, then the skin barrier is the foundation on which their work depends. Without a solid foundation, even the most skilled construction team struggles. Moisture escapes, irritants invade, and the upkeep processes falter. Our skin barrier is composed of a complex mosaic of lipids, ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids that function much like a city wall. It protects the underlying tissues, maintains hydration, and regulates the exchange of nutrients and signals. As we mature, this wall slowly weakens. Studies from the Journal of Investigative Dermatology show that by the time we reach our 60s, the lipid composition of the barrier changes significantly. Ceramides decline, fatty acid ratios shift, and water retention falls. The result? Fine lines, dryness, and a skin environment that's less supportive of collagen synthesis. Castor oil, with its thick consistency and high ricinoleic acid content, is an excellent occlusive agent. It creates a moisture-locking layer that reduces transepidermal water loss. Think of it like a dam holding water in a reservoir. But while it locks in hydration, it does not fully replace the barrier's lipid composition. The diverse mixture of molecules that the skin actually needs to operate optimally. This is where partner oils come into play. Oils rich in linoleic acid, such as rosehip or safflower oil, are lighter, more fluid, and blend into the skin's lipid matrix. Linoleic acid is essential for ceramide synthesis, the very molecule that forms the backbone of a strong barrier. Studies from the Korean Society for Skin Research demonstrated that topical application of linoleic acid containing oils not only boosts barrier function, but also enhance the skin's ability to hold water, providing a more supportive environment for fibroblasts to build collagen. When castor oil is combined with a linoleic-rich oil, something remarkable happens. The thick, occlusive nature of castor oil locks in moisture, while the companion oil replenishes the barrier's structural lipids. It's a molecular collaboration. One oil protects, the other fortifies. Together, they create a foundation where skin cells can flourish, moisture is retained, and collagen synthesis is more efficient. Let's make this more concrete. Picture the skin as a sponge with two layers, the outer lipid layer and the inner cellular network. If the outer layer cracks, the sponge loses water and structural integrity. Simply adding water or castor oil alone helps temporarily, but doesn't fix the cracks. Add a second oil that reinforces the outer layer, and the sponge recovers its elasticity, resilience, and strength. That's the concept of lipid harmony. This approach also shows a larger lesson about biology. Systems work best in balance. In nature, diversity fosters resilience. A single compound rarely copies the complexity of a living tissue. But when multiple elements act in concert, as oils do when combined thoughtfully, the system restores stability. From a practical perspective, here's a framework you can apply immediately. Use castor oil as a base to lock in hydration. Choose a lighter linoleic acid oil, rosehip, safflower, or evening primrose oil to nourish the lipid matrix. Apply a small amount of the blend to clean skin once or twice daily, ideally after a gentle exfoliation to boost absorption. This is not a promise of instant results. It is, however, a biologically grounded strategy for boosting barrier integrity, supporting cellular vigor, and giving fibroblasts a stable environment to do their work. Before we move ahead, let me ask you, have you ever noticed that after using a single moisturizer for months, your skin still feels dry or lacks elasticity? That is often a sign that hydration alone isn't enough. The barrier itself needs care. And once you address it, the skin's natural resilience begins to emerge. In the next section, we'll look into oxidative stress, the invisible molecular assault that accelerates collagen loss, and how a strategic oil combination can act like a microscopic shield to guard your skin from daily damage. Even when we optimize hydration and restore the skin barrier, there's another invisible force silently shaping the trajectory of our skin's state. Oxidative stress. This is the biochemical equivalent of erosion on a bridge. The slow, constant damage caused by reactive molecules known as free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that are formed naturally during metabolism triggered by environmental factors like ultraviolet radiation, pollution, and even stress. In small amounts, they play crucial signaling roles in the body, but when left unchecked, they can cause havoc. In skin, oxidative stress breaks down collagen and elastin fibers, accelerating the formation of creasing and sagging. Researchers at the University of California, San Diego, and King's College London have shown that oxidative damage is one of the primary drivers of visible changes, even more influential than chronological years in some cases. So, how do we guard against this molecular assault? The answer lies in antioxidants, molecules capable of disarming free radicals before they damage cells. Many plant oils are rich in antioxidants compounds like polyphenols, carotenoids, and tocopherols, vitamin E. These molecules not only neutralize free radicals but also reduce redness, which is closely tied to oxidative stress. Castor oil provides hydration and a protective barrier, but its antioxidant capacity is lower when paired with oils high in antioxidants. For example, rose hip seed oil, argan oil, or sea buckthorn oil. We create a combined effect. The castor oil locks in moisture, allowing antioxidant compounds from the partner oil to penetrate deeper into the skin. This synergy not only protects collagen fibers from oxidative damage, but also supports fibroblasts in maintaining their collagen output. Let me offer a simple analogy. Imagine a castle under attack. Castor oil forms the walls, preventing water loss and shielding the interior. The antioxidant oil acts like a team of sentinels, stopping attackers before they can breach the walls. Together, they defend the structure from both external and internal threats. From a practical viewpoint, here's how you can apply this method today. Mix castor oil with a few drops of an antioxidant oil, about a 2.1 ratio favoring castor for sealing. Apply to areas prone to fine marks or sun exposure. Use consistently, ideally in the evening when skin renewal processes peak, allowing antioxidants to act overnight. Consider this not just a skincare regimen, but a daily act of biological resilience. By shielding your skin from oxidative stress, you are giving your fibroblasts a fighting chance to preserve collagen, even in an environment of cumulative harm. Ask yourself this. Have you ever noticed that after a long day in the sun or in polluted environments, your skin feels dry, tight, or sensitive? That's oxidative stress in action. And while we cannot remove every environmental factor, we can create a microenvironment where our skin cells are empowered to heal and protect themselves. This insight also extends beyond skincare. Oxidative stress underlies many aspects of maturing from cardiovascular wellness to cognitive decline. By understanding it at the level of skin, we are seeing a universal principle of resilience protection plus nourishment enables biological systems to maintain their structure over time. In the next section, we will explore microcirculation, the hidden network that feeds your skin, and how oils can help boost the delivery of nutrients and oxygen, essentially fueling the cellular economy that sustains healthy, vibrant skin. We've discussed fibroblasts, the skin barrier, and oxidative stress. Yet, there is another layer of complex biology that is often overlooked. Microcirculation, the detailed network of tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen, nutrients, and signaling molecules to every cell in the skin. Think of it as a city's supply chain. Even the most skilled builders and the most strong materials are limited by the roads and delivery routes that bring resources to the construction site. If the microcirculation slows down, fibroblasts are starved of vital nutrients, antioxidants, and oxygen, and the skin begins to lose its vitality, elasticity, and shine. Studies published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology highlight how microcirculation declines with time. Capillaries become less dense, blood flow slows, and the delivery of key nutrients like amino acids, the building blocks of collagen drops. The result is thinner skin, slower recovery, and greater susceptibility to environmental damage. Here's where oils can play a wonderfully supportive role. Certain plant oils contain bioactive compounds that subtly encourage blood flow. For example, compounds in rose hip oil, pomegranate seed oil, or essential oil blends can act on the small capillaries of the dermis, boosting circulation without overstimulation. When applied with gentle massage, these oils can help create a microenvironment where fibroblasts receive more of what they need to build collagen and maintain structural firmness. Let's make this analogy clear. Imagine your skin as a garden. Fibroblasts are the gardeners. Nutrients, oxygen, and water are the soil, sunlight, and fertilizer. Microcirculation is the irrigation system. No matter how fertile the soil is or how skilled the gardeners are, if the irrigation is blocked, growth is stunted. By supporting microcirculation with targeted oils, you are safely reopening the irrigation pathways, ensuring nutrients reach every corner of your skin. Practical moves you can take today. Combine castor oil with a lighter partner oil, ideally one rich in polyphenols or essential fatty acids. Apply the blend using circular upward motions, promoting blood flow in the process. Focus on areas prone to fine marks or sagging. but extend the massage gently across the entire face to support overall microcirculation. A subtle yet deep insight emerges here. Movement and contact boost biology. Even the most strong compounds and oils need delivery mechanisms, and massage provides both mechanical stimulation and absorption. Consider this. Have you ever noticed your skin's immediate brightness after a brief facial massage? That glow is microcirculation in action, carrying nutrients and oxygen to cells that had been waiting, hungry for support. From a broader perspective, this principle extends to longevity and human wellness. Biological systems thrive not only on what they get, but also on how resources are distributed, whether in the skin or the cardiovascular system. Effective delivery networks determine resilience, renewal, and function. And here lies the thoughtful reflection. We often think of decline as inevitable, yet so much of it is influenced by how we support the movement of resources within ourselves. The nutrients, hydration, and micromovements that allow cells to function at their potential. In the next section, we'll explore inflammation, the silent disruptor of skincare, and how the right oil combinations can calm the bodily response, allowing fibroblasts and collagen fibers to thrive rather than fight off constant irritation. We've seen how hydration, barrier upkeep, oxidative protection, and microcirculation all support skin health. Yet, one of the most profound drivers of changes, often overlooked, is chronic underlying inflammation. Sometimes called inflammaging, inflammation is a double-edged sword. In the short term, it's protective, a vital response to injury or infection. But when inflammation becomes persistent, even at low levels, it slowly undermines the body's structural strength. In skin, chronic inflammation accelerates collagen loss, triggers free radical output, and compromises the barrier. Studies from the National Institute on Aging demonstrate that persistent inflammatory signals correlate strongly with both visible signs of wear and systemic decline. Here's the interesting connection to oils. Certain bioactive compounds found in plants can balance inflammatory signaling. Castor oil, for example, contains pure ricinoleic acid, which has been studied for its skin-soothing effects in skin models. It calms irritation and reduces pro-inflammatory enzyme activity. But when paired with oils rich in omega-3 fatty acids, polyphenols, and phytosterols such as evening primrose oil, chia seed oil, or rosehip oil, the skin-soothing impact is boosted. Imagine inflammation as a constant background chatter in the body, a low hum that keeps the healing machinery distracted. Applying the right combination of oils is like introducing a conductor to the orchestra, helping the various biological signals harmonize. Fibroblast can focus on collagen creation instead of constantly responding to minor threats. Barrier healing proceeds more efficiently. Free radicals are disarmed. Microcirculation functions more effectively. Here's a practical framework for daily usage. Blend castor oil with a skin-calming partner oil, a ratio of roughly 2.1 favoring castor. Apply gently to areas prone to irritation or fine lines using slow, upward strokes to boost absorption and encourage circulation. Repeat consistently, particularly after exposure to environmental stressors like sun, pollution, or indoor heating, which can worsen skin inflammation. Ask yourself, have you ever noticed that after a stressful week, your skin appears dull or slightly red? That's inflammation at work. And just as chronic stress accelerates systemic decline, chronic skin inflammation accelerates the visible signs of wear. This principle carries a deep lesson beyond skincare. Calm and resilience are mutually reinforcing. By creating an environment of reduced inflammation, we give the body and our skin the chance to function closer to its optimal state. Just as chronic stress can upset entire systems, so too can chronic inflammation silently drain vitality. Yet, when we intervene wisely, even with something as simple as carefully combined plant oils, we can rebuild balance. This is not merely cosmetic, it is biology in action, revealing a deeper truth. Maturing is not entirely predetermined. Through small, consistent interventions that align with the body's natural rhythms and needs, we can tip the balance back toward renewal and resilience. In the next section, we will explore the final mechanism, synergy, how combining oils creates effects that exceed the sum of their parts, reflecting a universal principle in biology and vitality. That cooperation is more potent than isolation. We've explored fibroblasts, barrier support, oxidative protection, microcirculation, and inflammation. Each mechanism highlights a vital facet of skin biology, but the most deep insight of all lies in synergy, the principle that the whole can be greater than the sum of its parts. In biology, synergy is everywhere. Think of the human genome. Thousands of genes interact in networks, not isolation, to orchestrate growth, healing, and adaptation. Think of ecosystems where species coexist and support one another, creating stability and resilience. In skin, synergy occurs when different compounds, cells, and signaling molecules interact to boost benefits. Applied to oils, synergy is the science that makes combinations more effective than individual ingredients alone. Castor oil hydrates and protects, but it's dense and slow to absorb. Partner oils, light, nourishing, and bioactive, absorb more deeply, deliver antioxidants, fatty acids, and skin-calming compounds, and facilitate fibroblast signaling. Together, they build a microenvironment that mimics natural living systems, balanced, resilient, and self-supporting. Scientific research increasingly supports this. A 2020 study from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences demonstrated that combinations of fatty acids and polyphenols applied topically can yield synergistic effects on collagen synthesis far greater than any single compound applied alone. The study concluded that cooperative interactions among bioactive molecules represent a promising strategy for skin vitality and skin aging interventions. Here's a practical framework for harnessing synergy at home. Use castor oil as the occlusive base to lock in hydration. Select one or two complementary oils rich in linoleic acid, antioxidants, and skin-soothing compounds. For example, rosehip plus evening primrose or argan. Apply the blend daily with gentle massage, focusing on areas of fine lines, dryness, or loss of elasticity. Be patient. The effects emerge over weeks, not hours, reflecting the slow recovery of a living system rather than a superficial patch. This principle extends beyond skincare. Synergy is a universal law of life. Cells cooperate to maintain tissue function. Organs work together to sustain homeostasis. Even in human achievement, collaboration often beats isolated effort. By embracing synergy in skin and care, we copy biology itself, allowing the compounds to communicate, support, and boost one another's effects. Consider this thoughtful question. What areas of your own life might benefit from synergy rather than isolated effort? Nutrition, exercise, mental health, relationships all thrive when diverse inputs work together toward a unified system. In the context of skin, synergy shows patience and humility. There are no shortcuts. True vitality emerges not from a single miracle product, but from strategically aligning multiple elements in harmony, respecting the intelligence of the living tissue we aim to support. I invite you to reflect on a single practical step. Thanks for watching the Senior Care Clinic. If you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on healthy aging and care. See you next time.